our Salty Hive mini series. Today we're going to be talking about Salty 50. So, Salty 50, as written, is 50 reps of each of the following movements: single arm dumbbell thruster, pull ups, alternating dumbbell snatch, med ball walking lunge, med ball sit ups, alternating dumbbell clean and jerks, toes to bar, wall balls, burpee over the dumbbell, and double unders. As written, the dumbbell is 35 for our males, 25 for our females. Med ball would be 20 for the guys and 14 for the ladies.
That's it, huh?
That's easy peasy. Tell us about it, guys.
All right, so obviously this one is one of our longer benchmarks. We're looking at the 20 to 30 minute range-ish. This one has a little bit of everything. The monostructural piece is small with that double under at the end, but then we have a decent balance of gymnastics and some light weightlifting with that dumbbell and the medicine ball. And it's a classic chipper, right? You're going to go through all of those movements. You have a long list of movements. We're going through that once, and completing all of that work for time.
Yeah, so stimulus, kind of what we're looking for here. She mentioned it, longer one. I think it's pretty mixed in terms of what you got to get through or what you're going to be tested on. It's light. It shouldn't. There's nothing that really should slow you down, depending on your gymnastics. You should just be able to stay moving. And then, yeah, I think in general, it's just going to test overall capacity. How well can you move through chunks of movements under fatigue, right? You don't get to do just 5 or 10 pull-ups at a time. You got to do a chunk of 50 straight through. So maybe a little bit more specific muscle endurance versus like a 10 round or 5 rounds for time where you can kind of come back to movements. General stimulus is long, grindy, kind of a suffer fest. And if you've done it before, you know those dumbbells at the end are
The burpees.
or burpees over the dumbbell are the suffer fest. So we talked about, she talked about, as it's written, 10 movements, 50 reps of each movement. That's 500 reps. So ways to scale this, right off the bat, bump the reps down, right? So classic 50. So this comes from Filthy 50, which is a classic CrossFit benchmark. The common way to scale Filthy 50 is they call it Dirty 30. So you just do 30 reps of each. So any day we program this, it's encouraged to bump it back to 30 on any movement that's going to give you trouble, especially the pull-ups and the toes to bar. If you're going to be there for 10 minutes to get your 50, bump it down to 30. Also, all of our benchmarks have a 1.0. So the 1.0, you're going to do an unweighted lunge, an unweighted sit-up, and then just a lighter dumbbell for all the dumbbell movements. A 20-pound for the men and 15 for the ladies. So regardless of which options you're choosing, the 20 to 30 minute range would be a target, but it's a test. So if you can do all the movements and it's going to take you 35 to 40 and you want to give it hell, like this benchmarks are a test, they're meant to test that a little bit.
Does this one have a time cap?
We have the time cap that you have to be at the burpees, which is 33 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
and then you have to move to the burpees.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a hard time cap. Traditionally, that's done twice a year around New Year's and then around June. So Trisha's birthday is June 22nd, so we usually do it around that. So you doing this workout twice a year is plenty. But yeah, the time cap's a good question. Another way to scale that is if you're trying to do it 1.0 or excuse me 2.0 and you get kind of caught up, what we've had our coaches do in the past is at 33 minutes, regardless of where you're at, you're going to stop, do your burpees and do only 30 of them, do your jump rope and be done. So you will not get out of the burpees.
I was going to say, we don't want you to miss the burpees. That would be detrimental to you.
That would miss the stimulus, right? It's just a ton of work. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I got to sit here and do 50 or 30 burpees, depending on where you're at.
For sure.
Anything we missed?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I already talked about this, but the origin, this is a take off of classic Filthy 50, and in my opinion, a better, more modern version of it. There are a couple movements in Filthy 50 that I think are a little outdated for your current affiliate that has 10, 15, 20 people in a class, meaning there's a hip extension that's done on a GHD machine. And so it's like, we're not going to do that. We've done barbell good mornings as a replacement in the past for Filthy 50. There's also knees to elbow, which is a great movement. I don't think it's a great movement for a test, because like people think that this is a knee to elbow, but it's not. Like, you got to get your knee to the elbow. So there's a lot of like cheating, not intentionally, but unintentionally. It's hard to standardize that movement. I think it's jumping pull.
It's jumping pull-ups,
which is a recipe for rhabdo. And again, for our best athletes, they can just do normal pull-ups. So it's not a wrong. Filthy 50 is not a bad workout. This is just a better workout, I think.
and for us especially.
Yeah, for us.
I will just say, this is actually one of my favorite workouts until the end. And then the end reminds me later that I'm like, gosh, I hate Filthy 50. But the beginning I love so much. Like, it really is a fun workout, but every time you get to those burpees, and well, honestly, it's for me, particularly as an athlete, it starts to get hard right at the toes to bar.
Yeah.
And then, then it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm like, I hate Salty 50. But I actually really do enjoy this workout. It's a lot of fun.
This is by far my favorite benchmark.
Maybe that's why
I was gonna say,
can't pull it off of the benchmark.
it's a big bummer for everybody here because I hope to decide to keep it, but it's my favorite. But I love chippers, and I think they're fun because then you don't have to go back to the movement. You're just done with it.
Yeah, that weight's fun too. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun to have a little bit lighter of a weight to throw around.
Yeah, I'll never forget when BJ was in here. Boy, Jordan Beto Taran was in here training more, and he came on a day that we were doing, and he's like 35-pound dumbbell. He's like, I'm just gonna use a 50. I was like, okay. 45 minutes later,
Good one.
he's slugging through those burpees. I'm like, dude, like the dumbbell should be done unbroken. Like, that's not the workout.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the workout for the day was 50 toes to bar, 50 wall balls, 50 burpees, 50 double unders, like, that's a heck of a workout. Or I like to even look at 50 thrusters, 50 pull-ups. That's Fran,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you're getting multiple workouts all in one.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
tough. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. It's tough. It's a grind. It's been around for
I don't know.
a long
while.
time. I think one of our longest standing benchmarks. So
Yeah. Have fun with this one, guys.